Welcome back. Two schoolgirls from Gashirero Primary School in Mukurweine constituency have been rescued from the hands of a suspected abductor in Kamune village of Mathioya constituency, where they are feared to have been sexually abused. The two minors reportedly left their homes to visit the suspect, who had allegedly offered them jobs. Abdirahman Abdullahi reports.
It was a sigh of relief for the families of these two schoolgirls who were allegedly defiled by 50-year-old suspect after police officers rescued them. According to one of the schoolgirls, the abductor, who is a person well known to her, had lured them to look after his 7-year-old son in return for payment. The teenage girls said that they decided to take the offer and began their new job, where they will feed his cattle, prepare food and do the laundry for the man as well. And as one of the girls narrated, the routine went on smoothly until the evening of Sunday, 6th of July, when the man of the house allegedly called her to his bedroom and sexually abused her. A parent of one of the schoolgirls narrated the sleepless night she had been through following the disappearance of her child. She said her daughter was sent home from school for lack of school fees, but ended up at the house of the suspect along a schoolmate. She said her daughter was sent home from school for a lack of school fees, but ended up at the house of the suspect alongside a schoolmate.
Tuesday walikuja jioni, alafu sasa ndio Wednesday waende na wazazi. Na Wednesday ndio sasa walienda shule, waliambiwa wasiende bila wazazi. Tangu siku hiyo Wednesday hawakurudi nyumbani tena mpaka wa leo.
The good news came when a lady living in the neighborhood learned about their whereabouts and reported the matter to the police, who stormed the suspect home and rescued the girls. The suspect was not arrested, however. Confirming the incident, Kiriani OCPD Charles Mutua said police have launched investigations into the incident and the two girls will be taken to hospital for checkups.
The suspect who was living with them in that house has disappeared, but we are going to investigate. We will take them to the hospital to find out if they have been defiled.
For the parents of the schoolgirls, the successful return of their daughters is just the first step in their search for justice. Abdirahman Abdullahi for Citizen TV.
And to matters security now, and Safaricom CEO Bob Collymore has stated that the 14.9 billion shillings contract recently awarded to the mobile telephony firm by the government will be instrumental in fighting terror in the country. The security communication system will include CCTV cameras linked to computers that will analyze images and other data to help the police in identifying as well as tracking suspects. The first phase of the project will be implemented in Nairobi and Mombasa, which are some of the areas hardest hit by insecurity. Speaking during Citizen TV's Cheche show this morning, Collymore defended the direct procurement of the security system by the government, justifying it as one of the best solutions to address the insecurity problem and one which has been adopted by 20 other countries.
We live in a country where we have some security challenges, and if those security challenges continue, then we can't have a successful business. And as far as we're concerned, if we can do it at cost, which is what we were requested to do, if we can do it at cost and we can have a competent system there, then our business will thrive in the long term. If we try to do this at a profit, and we try to make money out of this, government is not going to be able to afford it, and then we're going to have to make, cut corners and
But
compromise.
you do benefit in some way, though, through spectrum, don't you? Because you are allocated extra bandwidth for the building of this system, which you retain.
Yeah, so let me explain the spectrum thing, because again, there's been a lot of confusion there. The cost is 14.9 billion, and we've said, and government has said, well, we don't really have cash to do this. And we said, well, you could lay off some of that cost by selling us the spectrum. So, we estimate the market value of the spectrum to be about $75 million, which is about 6-point-something billion shillings. And we said to the government, if you make that available to us, if we can buy that, then you can reduce the cost.
And the Nyandarua County government has announced tough new measures governing the production and consumption of alcohol due to excessive consumption of illicit brew witnessed in the county. Hassan Farah reports.
Speaking at a public forum in Olkalu town soon after receiving an amended Nyandarua County Alcoholic Control Bill 2014 that was passed by the County Assembly last month, Nyandarua Governor Daniel Waithaka said no alcohol outlets will be allowed to sell alcoholic products to customers before 5 p.m. He further promised to go through the bill before signing it into law for implementation.
Hii sheria ni muhimu katika kaunti yetu. Tunataka tuwe tunafanya kazi kutoka asubuhi, tunajua masaa ya kazi. Tunataka tujue masaa ya kukala au starehe. Tunataka tujue masaa ya kurudi manyumbani na lazima tufuate hiyo mtindo. Sababu tukiwa tunakunywa kila siku kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni ama mpaka kesho yake, hapo tunakosea.
In the bill, the county government has promised hefty fines of up to 500,000 shillings for bar owners who sell alcohol without a license and for those who violate the Alcoholic Act. The proposed law also prohibits bar owners from selling beer to consumers on credit. In cases where the bar owner extended the credit to a drinker, the debt is valid for a period lasting 24 hours only.
Lakini hii bill ya Nyandarua nafikiria inapatiana mwongozo kwa nchi yetu kwa kukarabatiwa vilivyo. Kwa sababu kwa hii bill iko na kutoka licensing mpaka kule mwisho. Kila kitu tumeangalia kabisa.
Kipipiri member of the County Assembly, Michael Njoroge Kirumba, however, said it was the height of impunity for manufacturers to make substandard alcoholic products and later sell it to the youths in the county.
Kama uko na record, criminal record, hatuwezi tukapatia wewe barua ambao utaenda kuuzia watu pombe iko na bangi. Ama utaenda kwa baa unauzia bangi huko. If you have a criminal record, sorry for that.
Deputy Governor Waithaka Mwangi also said excessive consumption of illicit brew had weakened men and women in the county. Hassan Farah, Citizen, Live at 1.
And let's take a look at business, and there's some good news for coffee farmers. The Kenya Planters Cooperative Union has announced that it will, from Monday next week, embark on repaying outstanding debts owed to coffee farmers who supplied it with coffee for milling before it went into receivership in October 2009. And as Patrick Igunza reports, the union is set to pay close to 135 million shillings in a move that is expected to pave way for the lifting of its receivership status.
It is now close to 5 years since the Kenya Planters Cooperative Union went into receivership after failing to clear about 700 million shillings in debts. In a bid to free itself of that tag, KPCU's board has embarked on the repayment of those debts, starting with debts owed to coffee farmers that delivered their coffee to the once giant coffee miller.
All farmers from all parts of the country whose coffee and monies have been stuck here for 4 years, please make yourselves available or your representatives available from Monday 14th July.
KPCU's interim chairman has said the miller will pay farmers 134.6 million shillings, which has been borrowed from an undisclosed source.
So we signed confidentiality agreements, but the money has been sourced from a group of investors.
Locally?
Yes, locally. Many of who are our farmers.
Former KPCU employees will be next in line to receive 88 million shillings. An out-of-court agreement saw KPCU outset its 400 million shillings debt to the Kenya Commercial Bank by 100 million shillings. The 300 million shillings balance is part of the reason why receivership is yet to be lifted. But a source who spoke on condition of anonymity told Citizen Business that negotiations are currently ongoing to end KPCU's receivership status.
An announcement will be made, and it will not be made by the board, to be made from elsewhere.
Converting the remaining balance into shareholding is among the options being considered. The union is also weighing other options, which include auctioning dormant assets to pay off all other outstanding debts. Patrick Igunza, Citizen, Live at 1.
And let's take a look at the money markets. And the Kenyan shilling was little changed today as traders factored in the central bank's decision to leave interest rates on hold. The shilling opened at 87 shillings and 76 cents buying and 87 shillings and 95 cents selling to the dollar. The bank's Monetary Policy Committee held their benchmark lending rate at 8.5%, even though inflation in June inched up to 7.39%, near the upper limit of the bank's inflation target. The decision came after markets had closed. The local currency is expected to remain in a tight range in coming days, trading between 87 shillings and 50 cents and 88 shillings to the dollar. Against the euro, the home unit lost 6 cents to trade at 119 shillings and 47 cents buying and was trading at 150 shillings and 38 cents buying to the sterling pound. Closer home, the shilling was stable to both the Tanzanian and Ugandan currencies to change hands at 18 shillings and 91 cents buying to the Tanzanian unit and 29 shillings and 96 cents buying to its Ugandan counterpart. And that's a wrap. We now cross over to Viva Brazil. And of course, we'll be talking all matters football, particularly yesterday's humiliating defeat by Germany. Let's cross over to Viva Brazil.